Okay, got it.
Chair,
Any
so the
apologies?
meeting is now live.
Thank you, Carol.
Yes, so we haven't got apologies, but we've councillors Adam Kenley and Karina Kenyon Wade aren't with us at the moment. But I've checked and they haven't sent any emails or anything. They're not online, so we have sent them the links again.
Okay.
But you are quorate.
There's been no
Chair.
attempt to join because we are a bit late, aren't we? We're 10 minutes late. Okay then. There's no minutes to look at, is there really? It's just we're not going to the minutes. It's I'm just trying to find my agenda, but I can't find it at the moment.
No, there are minutes.
There's minutes for last meeting.
Yeah.
It was circulated. Everybody happy with them? Hugh, is it Hugh nodding? Hugh and Aaron,
Yes,
thank you.
I have read them, and I think they're a fair record of our meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll second.
Oh, should we have the declaration of interest?
Just a normal member of the proposed pension fund for myself, please, Chair.
Thank you, Aaron. Same for
Enough.
myself. Hugh.
And myself, Chair.
Okay then, thank you. So I can't get the agenda up, sorry.
Would you like me to share my screen?
Yeah,
Chair?
can you just share it, please? Sorry, Chris.
See if I can do that then. 1 second then. Not so familiar with Zoom, so bear me a sec whilst I try and find the...
No, you get used to one, then you... As soon as I try to log on, I have to update my Zoom. Won't let me come in. I said, oh, let's update when I want to come in.
We've just been talking about that.
All right, okay.
Every time you log on, there's an update.
You're always in a rush.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
agenda front sheet. There we are.
So we've done
Yeah.
item 1, 2, and 3. Item 4, pension fund annual report. To consider the pension annual report. Okay then. It's a lot to look at. I'm sure you're all ready from page to page. I think everything will be all right. It's been to audit now, isn't it? Our scrutiny, Chris.
Yes,
Yeah.
perhaps I'll defer to Dan on this one, but just a quick
Yeah,
quick
okay.
introduction from me before we dive in. It's just before we get into it, just to say a big thanks from me with regards to pulling this document together from to Dan's and his team. They've worked really hard on pulling this together. It's a substantial document, as I'm sure you're all aware of, and a thanks to my team as well, the efforts they put in behind the scenes to make sure this has happened to be with you today. So that's it from me. Over to Dan to deliver the rest of this one, if that's okay. Thanks, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, probably a short one really, unless there are any questions. But yeah, the committee were presented with a draft pension fund annual report on the 7th of October. The accounts and annual report have now been audited, and the auditors have issued or will issue an unqualified opinion of the accounts, and they were approved this morning at Governance and Audit Committee. So this afternoon, to meet the Local Government Pension Scheme Regulations 2013 deadline of the 1st of December, we're asking that the committee approve the annual report. Once approved, Audit Wales will sign the accounts off on the 29th, and obviously the accounts forming part of the annual report will be signed off and ready for publication after that date.
So when will they be published then, Dan? Sorry.
They need to be published by the 1st of December.
By the 1st of December. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if audit sign them the 29th, then any time, well, it gives us the 30th basically. But that should be fine.
Real
Yeah.
long times, lovely. Your happy audit will be happy with it.
Well, audit have
Yeah, passed it
stated
today.
they're happy with it. So unless the Auditor General
Yeah.
finds something at this late stage, which I've never come across before, so but never say never.
Okay, any questions?
No, Chair, can I, as an observation though, I find this a real good document. I did say in the last meeting, and I wanted to congratulate Dan and the team. I find it a really useful document, to be honest. There's a lot of information in it. Can I ask, can somebody remind me though, you know, there is still the MacLeod Sergeant's judgment to be made. What are our liabilities of that, and when does that sort of you know, come to an end, if you like, then, because it can have an implication on our pension fund.
Yes, perhaps I'll pick that one up then, Hugh. We're still waiting guidance really on how to implement the remedy. We know what we're expected to do, and we've started working on it. But we are working through it at this point in time with our smaller employers to give us a smaller sample set to test what we need to do. So essentially, the main one we're going to be working on is Powys County Council, which we're still working with them on getting the data from them. So I can't tell you exactly yet the pounds and pence implications or potential implications on the fund, but I do know that there's a significant amount of lines of data that we have to go back and revisit. But it should be borne in mind as well that we don't expect the McLeod remedy to bite an awful lot of people. It's just something we'll have to do in terms of doing the check between were they better off in the old scheme, are they better off in the new career average scheme, but it's not expected to bite a significant amount of people at all. So we'd expect the liabilities to not be significant, but until we've actually done it and worked with the data, I can't give you a pounds and pence figure, I'm afraid.
No, because what I was wondering whether it was backdated and could affect figures, and if it did, was it of any relevance really?
No, we don't expect it to be a significant impact. In terms of the actual cost of implementing it across the LGPS as a whole, it's going to be a significant resource and potential cost implication, but that's only because of cumulative effect, lots of little numbers adding up over the LGPS as a whole. But in terms of the local impact, it's going to be a lot of work, but we do not expect it to bite too many people and change benefits in any significant way.
Right, and can I say to Dan, it's remarkable. There is no reference to COVID in this document.
Oh, well done, you.
I mean, it didn't have an impact on us as such. Then, is that a fair sort of observation? I have got a bit of a cold, right?
Yeah, I can't recall that. Obviously, in the accounts, we mentioned COVID in the authority accounts, but we haven't really in the pension fund accounts. I suppose that's the fluctuating nature of investments, probably anyway, isn't it? Have we seen a significant difference? The expectation, I suppose, was equities would drop, and they did on that initial first year, wasn't it? But since that day, they have increased, and sort of. Well, it's been amazing, as when we put the equity protection in, we didn't. We expected more fluctuation after that COVID, but things sort of plateaued out, and that now again they're going down. So, yeah, there's COVID mentioned in it, is there? But yeah, I don't think it's been a significant detractor of asset values.
No, we saw the initial impact on the 31st of March 2020. Which is actually when the equity protection did its job. And if you remember in the discussions we had around that time, the fund performed really, really well compared to some of our peers because we had the equity protection in place, and we actually have a smaller exposure to equities than a lot of our colleagues as well. So when the stock market plummeted in March 20, our fund actually did pretty well because of these measures that the committee had put in place.
Yeah, the collar.
That's right, yeah. And over the 2 years, things have caught up again. So I think in terms of the impact of COVID, I think it's being seen more through supply chains and those sorts of things, maybe rather than in some of the other investments we've got.
Yeah, no, good question. That's it. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you. Can I just agree with you about it? It's very legible. You know, I've seen some reports such as this length can be quite hard going, but you can read it, can't you, Hugh?
Yes, you can. And understand it, I would say.
Yes, very understanding. I mean, it's just
That's helpful feedback. Thank you very much. Because obviously the target audience for this are scheme members, employers, other interested parties. So the fact that we try to make it as easy to read as we can, because it is quite complicated, as you well know.
yeah, you know, it's not easy things to explain, really, is it? Sometimes.
But through the chair, Chris, this is distributed. The communication element within it, is it only accessible online these days?
It is. Yeah. Well, thinking about it's obviously over 100 pages document. Actually, 77 page document now. We've actually managed to trim a little bit because we've taken some of the policies out. So yes, if somebody wanted a printed version, they could contact us and we'd sort something out for them. But we would encourage it to be distributed digitally. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Having said that, if it's needed, we could do that.
Yeah. Okay, any more questions? Okay, well, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Chris. Was this left now to approve it, really, is it? That's what we need to do now. Recommendation to approve, can I have a proposal and seconder, please?
Arwel?
Thanks, Harold. And Hugh seconded. Everybody
Yeah.
happy to approve the 21-22 pension fund annual report? And the annual to be published by 1st December. Everybody happy? Oh,
Move.
David, you had your hand up. Sorry, I didn't see your hand up, David. Is that say yes? Is it David?
Go on
He's
mute.
muted.
That's just to approve it, Chair. It's a bit
Okay, thank
premature
you. Thank
actually
you,
putting
David. I
it.
just wanted to ask a
Sorry.
question. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And that's really, thank you all for that. That kind of concludes the agenda, doesn't it, Chris?
Yep, that's it. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll take that away now and make sure we get it published ahead of the 1st of December, as is the statutory requirement.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you.
So one question, where do you advertise this somewhere that it's published, for the public or?
Yeah, so what will happen now is we'll upload it to the website and publish it. We'll also send it across to the Department for Levelling Up and the Scheme Advisory Board, so they've got information that it's available. And what they will do is they will use some of the information contained within this report for the national LGPS. They'll pull some figures together, and that's how they benchmark, etc. So yeah, we'll but we can let scheme members know via the online portal that we use as well. So yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Apologies again for being late. Wasn't too bad to travel 2 miles. Thanks, Harold, for ringing me, phoning me.
No problem.
Okay,
Are-
then,
are you-
thank you all.
Peter,
care.
are you free on the 1st now at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? 'Cause
Yeah,
Chris-
I put 11 o'clock down, didn't I?
Yeah, and Jane's got another meeting at 11. So could you
I'll
do
say
10?
I'll do 10 o'clock then for Jane.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember to remind me, Chris, I will.
Okay. So will Carol send an invite out, will she, Chris?
No, it'll be me. I'll send an
Oh,
invite out via Teams. Yeah.
Okay,
Lovely.
lovely.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.